What's up, everyone, and welcome in to Speed Gaming's Link to the Past Randomizer Daily Race. I am one of your commentators for today, Moonswing27. I'm joined by Coy. Coy, how's it going?
I'm very disappointed today.
And why is that?
Well, I was gonna call the Doom Tap race earlier, but there was some technical difficulty, so they got pushed back. So I figured,
no.
you know what? I already set aside this time to do some commentary. Might as well sign up for the daily. And what luck! Really interesting setting day, miscellaneous Monday. We got a mystery seed.
Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen today. The only thing we do know is we won't get entrance shuffle, we won't get expert, and there's also a 40% chance that, that dungeon items may not be shuffled as well.
Yeah, it's a friendlier weight for the different settings that are available. Like something like swordless is still possible, but it's very, very unlikely. So we can tell already from the menu that we're looking at, the file select screen, that at least one randomizer setting is enabled, but we won't be able to know what that is until we get in. But literally any randomizer setting would add that text at the bottom of the screen in the orange. So it might be damage shuffle, or health shuffle, or boss shuffle, or enemy shuffle, or all of them.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. The early, obviously early parts of any seed are exciting because that's when you start to discover things. But we're going to be doing some quick investigations right away about what kind of seed we're going to be playing, if it's Key Sanity, if it's retro. So things are going to, if maps and compasses are shuffled, instead of everything. So it will be fun to kind of see what happens. But
I really hope it's Triforce Sun. It's 5% chance for Triforce Sun, but that would be
sweet. We got a great matchup here too. Technolink against Edium, two super experienced runners. This is going to be really fun to watch. I'm really excited. So
I don't often get to race against Technolink, but Edium beats me in the daily races at night, which I take part in all the time. So go Technolink.
I'll take Edium.
Okay.
Just because I'm still watching group matches from the tournament, and Edium's been doing a lot of commentary for him, so I've been listening to his voice a lot. But I'm so behind. I'm still on my playlist of group stages. But so yeah, we should be getting started here very soon.
And go. And go now.
There we go.
There we go. I got it.
Okay, well, we know it's open at least.
All right, I'm writing it down. It's open.
And we are in inverted. And we got a quick map check. Pendants on the whole eastern side of the map. Total Rock, Pod, and Ice Palace. Green pendant being that Total Rock. I missed where the red crystals were, but...
All right, looks like enemy health is normal. Taking 4 bushes to kill this Ropa, and 2 for the Moblin.
Yeah, no red crystals on the dark map. Both of our runners trying to farm for bombs here, or maybe just money.
Yeah, that statue right below Hive Cave is a tree pole for inverted, so it's common to kill an enemy. Although, none of the enemies that you can kill are easy to kill. And then pull the tree and hope for bombs or money. If they could just get 20 rupees, we can turn that 20 rupees into infinite rupees at the archery game. So we'll check Stumpy here real quick just to make sure he doesn't have a nice red for us. And it's powder.
Okay. Powder's always a fun thing to find right away.
Yeah, not much choice from this position. You gotta save him quick and go to Dark Sink. You can get bombs for free in the front of Skull Woods, so they'll probably see them go there next. But it does make the routing a little awkward that you didn't get bombs in the South Dark World first, because you never know what's going to be in Hype Cave, and it's probably something good because there's so few locations available.
Yeah, plus, going on through your head, you're wondering if your opponent maybe was lucky and got some of those bombs right away, but it is still early, so
So a little worried about what enemizer setting we have, because we know there is at least one enemizer setting enabled. It's not health and it's not enemy shuffle. I think Technolink got hit by something earlier and took the expected amount of damage, but that may just be a coincidence. Oh, nope, it's damage shuffle. That guy should have done 2 hearts, but he took half a heart. Yep, the Murderdactyl didn't one-shot him. Took 2 hits.
Well, that's a relief. I guess Murderdactyl isn't the appropriate name.
Well, it still murdered him.
Still murdered, but maybe just a tack-dactyl.
So you see Eddie farming these bombs here in the front of Skullwoods. 2 of these pots have a single bomb. And then he can just death warp and pick them up again.
So I guess the attack damage on them is shuffled, but is their health shuffled so far? It doesn't look like it.
No, I think we killed enough enemies to say pretty sure like the health isn't shuffled, but damage is definitely shuffled. Now there's multiple damage shuffles. Like there's one where it's just random completely how much damage enemies do, and you'll get things doing like 6.5 hearts for some reason. And then there's a actual shuffle where the damage that all the enemies do stays the same. It just changes which enemy does which damage.
So we got some divergence here right away. Edium choosing to go deeper into Skullwoods, while Technolink is checking out Village of Outcasts. Found some early bombs, which was nice to kind of make up for not finding him early on.
Yeah, absolutely. This room that Edium's in right now, the Vanilla Bakey room, this is a very dangerous room, especially when Gibdos do more than 2 hearts of damage.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to see Technolink skipping this. This is very difficult to do safely.
We are going to get a Thieves Town dip in, though, here. I imagine... Ooh. We've got an early lamp.
Yeah, early lamp and inverted usually means going up the mountain.
Right. We'll see what items they pick up. Unless they pick up some sort of a weapon, I don't imagine they'll continue on in Thieves Town. But we will see.
It's certainly not like the craziest thing ever to continue on through Thieves Town without the weapon to kill blind, especially in a mystery save where you don't even know what the settings are.
Edium taking another death in that Gibdo room. See if they choose to go for it again. Understandably, nopes out.
Chat making a good point. He could have checked the boss room just to see if it was boss shuffle or not. If it's boss shuffle, then when you walk into the boss room, like the boss is just there, and you don't have to go to the back.
We got a power glove in Skullwoods, and my mistake. Thanks, Chad. I didn't realize that he had gotten the item. It was a small key. So he must have taken the death to refill on health. But yeah, getting a power glove early in Skullwoods.
Yeah, definitely a nice thing to find. So glove plus lamp means we can now logically go up the mountain. And technically finds a bow in Hype Cave, which we can't do anything with logically now, but we could sequence break over to pod. You can do a kern jump with a single bomb and hop into the water and set up a fake flipper to get over to the East Dark World.
I've seen it. It's a tricky one. I've tried to pull it. I remember I've tried to pull it off just kind of without trying to learn it, you know, just like in the moment.
Yeah,
it doesn't really work like that.
I think that holds true for most glitches in this game. Like it's really hard to just emulate somebody and get it done. Like usually things have a little bit of nuance where you're going to need to actually find out what's happening for you to be able to do it consistently. So not surprising, Technolink does not do the kern jump to get over to East Dark World. It's this early in the game. You know there's progressions somewhere. You gotta go find it anyway. So sequence breaking this soon doesn't make a ton of sense. Technolink not sure what he wants to do next.
Yeah.
Okay. He was trying to figure out, well, how do I get to Skullwoods from here with no glove? You gotta go all the way to the right.
So we'll see how having that, if that bow makes any sort of a difference here coming up in regards to some of these rooms that Edium struggled with early on. As Edium dips into Thieves Town.
Opting to drop down the hole. This is it's a dangerous play because unless it's a basic shuffle, then you're not guaranteed the small key to get out of here.
Yeah, that is a notable difference in V31.
But we find a small key right away, so no worries there.
So where do you go from here? I mean, after this point, we know what we're gonna find. Well, unless Edium decides to go deeper into Thieves Town, but
So I think Edium's play is pretty standard here. He's probably going to go to Hype Cave immediately after he's done in Thieves, and then go up the mountain. He'd love more rupees so he can get Dig Game, but he's only at 5, so it's not really an option at the moment. All right, Edium headed into Hype Cave. He'll find his bow here, and then have to make a decision. He can sequence break over to Paw. It's really not super crazy to do that, but when you know there's progression in logic, sequence breaking seems dangerous.
yeah, and Edium did choose to kind of make a little bit of an aggressive play early on. That
The
did
cool
cost-
thing,
cost
the
some
cool
time.
thing, if he does choose to do the current jump though, is he'll have access to the pyramid where he can find out the goal for the seed.
Ooh, yeah, that's very true. Good point.
And Pod's a pendant, so like unless it's ped goal, like you don't even feel that bad about not killing Helmless Aware. You know, I'm talking myself into it. I think sequence breaking to East Darkworld's got to be the play. That sounds way better than dealing with the Lionels on Death Mountain,
Seriously.
which probably do like 8 hearts of damage because
Why not?
Eddie, we need more rupees, buddy. Yeah, he realized.
Looks like there were 23 entrants. Chat's wondering how many. I just counted 23.
So Edium's going to show us a cool tech here. This is the archery game. It costs 20 rupees to play, and if you nail 5 targets, you get, I think, like 104 rupees back, or 124 back for a total of 104. And there's this really easy setup where you just fire the arrow when the target hits the center of the second curtain, and it nails it every time. Technically trying to set up this bomb jump, but the red Bari,
Oh my goodness.
the red Bari baby, is really hard to hit with the bow. There we go.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
it's gonna have to be standing a little farther back than that. This is really dangerous because, like, even if he gets the bomb jump, the mini Moldor might just bump him right away. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I was not. Ooh, just a piece of heart for Digging Game. Edium's going to try and get some of their money back here.
Oh, chat. It's not a 99 multiplier. It replaces the 64 with the 99 for a gain of 35 rupees. And it's really, really hard to do that. You gotta be real good to do that.
So it looks like Edium's going to make the play up the mountain.
This makes sense.
Makes perfect sense here. Not really much else to do.
Stay in logic. Probably going to find a sword or the Moon Pearl and a hammer or something.
Could get real spicy if we get something like flippers or maybe a flute.
No,
No.
technically he had it. He was so close. He had the Gyptos locked out. He was fine. And then the Wall Master just had to drop down at that exact moment.
And Techno's not even going to try again. Just says, you know what, I'm over it.
Edium did get that chest before though, right? It's nothing.
Yeah, no. So in inverted mode, we got to take the old man just a little bit further than you normally would.
Yeah, the mountain is by far the worst part of inverted.
At least there's no cabbages, but
At some point they said they were planning to rework this, but it hasn't happened yet. Maybe one day we'll have like a nicer mountain. But yeah, so he has to take the old man. He has no choice. Like he had to pick up the old man to get over here. And he can't do anything until he returns the old man, so he has to jump all the way back down the mountain in the light world now.
we got red crystals on Hera and Desert Palace.
So the reason he was carrying the bush with the old man is because apparently it's faster.
Really? Oh,
I don't. That's what I've been told. I've never timed it myself. It can't be that much faster. It's got to be like frames. But I've been told that you walk very slightly faster if you're carrying the bush while you have the old man with you.
Right. Gonna get an idea of what's inside Spectacle Rock here. Ooh.
Oh, we have East Darkworld access with those flippers.
Chat definitely called that, just to make things a little spicy.
So the thing with the bush that I'm a little worried about is that maybe it's just like one guy who came up with that and just was trolling somebody, right? But then it expanded out from there, and he told two people, and they each told two people, and now we all think the bush is faster, but it actually isn't. It could happen.
Oh boy. Got some nice menu sync here. Edium's gonna take those flippers, head right east.
Yeah, and again, this is a play he could have made earlier by sequence breaking, but I feel a little more confident with it when it's in logic.
So we'll see if Edium decides to just go straight down or actually heads over to Catfish. I know obviously without the mirror, you might want to consolidate that, but it looks like Edium is gonna go for it.
Yeah, there's just too many things that could be on the Catfish that would punish you. So it makes a lot of sense to check Catfish on the way, even though it's not really on the way.
I believe
example,
hints are turned off, right? Chat's asking about hints. I believe they're turned off. But actually, I don't know. Is that part of the mystery?
I have no idea.
I never even thought about that.
Yeah, hints have a 50-50 chance of being on and off.
So I guess we'll wait and see. Technolink going to the back of Thieves Town here. Before...
Walk in the room. Aww. Okay, so still a mystery on whether or not it's Boss Shuffle.
And I missed what Catfish had, but I'm assuming it wasn't important.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
I was watching. I thought they were gonna. Yeah, sticks. Okay. Thank you, chat. I was curious to see if we'd find out Boss Shuffle or not. So
I'm a little busy watching a randomizer seed. I don't have time to pay attention to randomizer seeds. Getting some use out of that powder is technically.
We're gonna get a pyramid ledge check here.
I mean, this dungeon is pretty dangerous as it is normally. With damage shuffle, you'd never know. Nothing on the pyramid. Gotta go to pod.
And did we get a goal? We didn't get a goal check, right? I guess not.
Oh yeah, he didn't do the goal check. Edium. Edium. All right, we'll make fun of him for it later. For now, let's just see what's in pod.
It makes me wonder if we already know and we just haven't caught it.
We can't know, can we?
No, I don't think so, but that's 2 times, you know, both Techno didn't check boss and Edium didn't check the goal.
I mean, if it was like Triforce Hunt, we'd know immediately because like you'd see the on the HUD the Triforce pieces or whatever. But everything else, we'd have to check that sign.
Looks like chat's bringing up that we would only know in Light World. Yeah.
The signs are in the Light World. That's why you didn't check it. You guys are smart. I should play more Inverted. No, I shouldn't. I hate Inverted. It's okay.
All right, let's see what we got in this first chest of pod here. Got a small key.
We are not Bowlock. Eddie, I'm taking the Death Warp here on purpose, just to get some hearts back. Not sure what's going on with Technolink. Okay, he's back.
All right, now if the maiden is here, then we'll at least know that blind is there. Okay, the maiden is here. Now, I don't believe that necessarily means it could just be a coincidence. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no reason to continue on there. He can't kill blind anyway. He could have taken the maiden to the boss room just to like get blind there, and then he wouldn't have to go back for her later. Either way.
So it doesn't necessarily. It's I believe in Randomizer. Well, no, yeah, I guess that means it's not boss shuffle because even in boss shuffle, if blind is still happens to be in Thieves Town, you still don't have to do the maiden, right?
So, you know, I'm not too sure. I specifically don't play boss shuffle.
I'm pretty sure that even because I think I've had blind in Thieves Town before, and I didn't have to do the maiden. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that that's the case. So
I've had some really bad experiences with boss shuffle, so now I just don't play it at all.
So yeah, so either way, it looks. Ooh, here we go. That's something we were looking for. Got a Moon Pearl here in pod.
And him having to take another Death Warp without the hammer. I'm not sure if Technolink realizes he can go up to the mountain. I don't know. Like, Inverted's really weird if you don't play it a lot. Like, it can be really awkward to try and figure out how to route this. Like, it's not super obvious if you haven't played it before that you can go through Bumper Cave to get to the mountain.
Yeah, absolutely. They will at least in their thinking right now, they're going to go back and try this Gibdo room again. As Edium checks out the back of pod. Going for the hammer yump here.
He doesn't really need to do this, but it does save some time if he finds the hammer here. Like in this situation, you'd want a hammer yump to avoid having to Death Warp later, and that way you can work backwards through Dark Maze and then can like go in a straight line to Helmasaur. But without the hammer, like Helmasaur is not an option yet.
I believe chat's asking if it can be swordless. I believe friendly means that it can't be swordless.
Swordless is a possibility.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It's like 5% or something. It's really unlikely.
Okay. My mistake. I thought the friendly label meant that it couldn't be.
I got the weights up here. So just if you have any other questions like that, I can just look it up.
Okay, cool. But yeah, other than that, I think we pretty much have the rules of this seed figured out. We know it's not boss shuffle. We know the the enemy damage is shuffled, and I guess technically it could still be Master Sword, right? Technically.
Yeah, we don't know the goal at all.
Yeah.
All we know about the goal is that it's not Triforce Hunt.
Yeah.
Hey, a sword! Let's go kill Aga. So yes, the sword does put Aga in logic, and also confirms that this is not swordless. And also not vanilla swords. Technically taking an unfortunate overworld death there.
Yeah, I wonder if your hypothesis is right, because they were kind of stuck on that pause menu for a while, but it looks like they, yeah. I wonder if they don't realize.
He seems a little flustered. I think he might not realize he can go to the mountain. Eddie also took a short pause on his save and quit menu. I think that was more exasperation that it's probably an Agaseed. Looks like he's going to head over to Super Bunny Cave first, just to be sure. Well, assuming that this doesn't one-shot him. Okay, just a heart.
Technoleak's going for the Kern. I think.
Well, the Kern jump would happen on the screen above this.
I thought they were, but they kept going.
Radium finds the flute in Super Bunny Cave. Unfortunately, have to be in the light world to activate that. I need save and quits. Why are we saving and quitting? Do we have access to something? Oh, he's gonna go kill Blind.
Yeah, I think that's... I'm trying to think of what else you can even really do.
Yeah, Blind could be the answer. I think it's probably an Agassiz, though. You don't want to commit the 5 minutes to Aga, though, if you don't have to. So it does make sense to go back for Blind. And we know it's a crystal.
Yeah, you got to do it anyway, so you might as well.
Well, we probably have to do it anyway. Oh, we still had chess game too. Efficiency.
Okay, Technolink gets on track here. So good for them.
Those Murderdactyls, though. Yeah, good call to reset the screen there. Yeah.
Oh.
You can't beat the Murderdactyl. You have to kill him.
Yeah, those things are just awful. Absolutely brutal.
I'm a little surprised that Eddie didn't check the boss room again. Like, he doesn't know it's not boss shuffle yet.
Right,
that's a pretty quick check to find out right away if this is boss shuffle.
I guess I agree. I guess because the door, can you will the door automatically close if you don't go in the room all the way? Can you see it and then peek back out?
No, the door closes when Blind activates.
So I guess the thinking is that, you know, to have to do the majority of this anyway, the only real, now he has a sword. Before he didn't have a sword. Techno didn't have a sword, so I guess you're only doing it for information at that point, unless of course it's Armos. But
yeah, it's not a big deal either way.
I know I would. I'm a sucker for just info. I like to know where I'm at. All
right, Technolink has successfully made it to the old man. and we'll continue finding progression once again. But he didn't take the bush. Oh, there he goes.
Oh.
Okay.
No, the trick is if you throw the bush, then you walk faster.
Okay.
That's the.
If it does truly save time to carry the bush, it's got to be like very, very little time. I can't imagine that's actually important.
All right, so now we are going to see the blind fight here from Edium.
Tactical bomb kill. Oh, did he plan that?
Yeah, that could have just been for swag purposes mainly.
Oh, Technolink didn't go up to Spectacle Rock. He needs those flippers.
Nice fight by Edium, finishing it
very
off.
clean.
Super clean. Ooh. Oh, okay.
All right, if there was one thing we absolutely did not want to find, it's the fire rod. So,
So yeah,
we just got access to the backup Skullwoods, including Mocula, as well as, you guessed it, Hammerless Pendant Ice Palace.
and with just Fighter Sword and 5 hearts.
Yeah, neither is like
Green
an
mail.
ideal situation to be in.
Yeah, this is gonna be rough, but
Maybe Mothula does like 0 damage or something.
Techno is really contemplating where to go. He's gonna go check out Super Bunny Cave first, so this will be good for them. This will lead them a little bit further away. Do some more checks when they get those flippers. Or the flute, I mean.
Honestly, I'd be really tempted in Edium's position to just go do Aga. Because like even if Aga's not the answer, I at least get access to a bunch of checks and probably find equipment that makes Mothula and Ice Palace not very scary, or not as scary.
So Eddie, I'm gonna check this chest first. Don't blame him at all. Gonna hope to find something to maybe help him out a little bit.
We already found one item in the dungeon, so if this is the second item, like he could just like leave and do Skullwoods later. Hey, it's
Okay.
He's gonna continue on though. Oh, never mind. He's just death warping. I spoke too soon. Death warping for why though?
He's gonna go.
Oh, he's going after the boss. Okay. He was doing it for the hearts
Health refill, yeah.
to get back to the front of the dungeon. And Technolink showing us his frustration with those flippers.
Alright, this is gonna be an intense fight.
Yeah, this is quite terrifying, and we have no idea how much damage anything in here does. And Mothula's rude enough that we're probably going to find out, though.
Ooh. What was that hint?
Oh, I didn't read it.
Hints are oh, that's just a regular hint. Okay, so yeah, hints are off. Oof.
Oh, Mothula only does a heart. That's good. It's half the damage he normally does.
There we go. Nice
Very
fight
nice.
by Edium. Very, very nice. And at 32 minutes and 4 seconds, Edium's going to collect 2 crystals, while Technolink is going to head on over through the waterway. Looks like to Pod.
Yeah, to answer chat, this is a mystery seed. The settings for the seed are chosen at random by a bot, and the information on what those settings are is hidden from the players. So they have to find out that it's whether or not it's entrance shuffle by going into entrances, and find out whether or not it's boss shuffle by going to kill a boss. It is friendlier settings, so some of the more trolly options will not happen, like entrance shuffle and expert settings. So far, we've discovered it is an inverted damage shuffle seed with randomized swords. I think that's all we know.
Yeah, so far that is all we know. We're still waiting for the verdict on the actual goal. But Edium's going to go and do that Aga play.
Yeah, I don't blame him. His only other option at this point was to go to Hammerless Ice Palace, which, it could be the answer, but nobody wants to do that. Of course, nobody wants to go up Aga Tower either with damage shuffle. Some of these guards are very fast. It can be very difficult to avoid getting hits, and they might do a lot of damage.
Thankfully, by doing the Skullwoods play first, was able to get those silvers, and that is going to actually make a big difference here. Can't help still getting stabbed every once in a while, but at least in regards to getting rid of them, it's going to help.
Yeah, it'll make those red spear guard rooms way easier. Why is Sector like backwalking? This isn't Ocarina of Time.
I don't know. It is a mystery seed. Still is still is yet to be seen.
Well, thankfully, even though Edium's gotten hit a bunch, nothing does enough damage to one-shot him. So, still alive.
Oof. Half a heart, though, is to be careful. Oh, boy.
No, the bat.
Oh, boy. This is a tough seed so far. Like, this is tough. It's tough to figure out. It's tough to fight. So...
I think Edium got hit by everything he could get hit by. So we know nothing one-shots him here. We didn't see the red guard damage, though. Edium playing it real safe, making sure to kill every one of these guards on his way up. He wants to have as many hearts as he can, just in case something does like 4 hearts of damage. Or 3 hearts of damage.
Alright, cleans up this room. On to the next. And we're going to see Technolink finish out these checks in Pod. And Edium finds out the news that hints are turned off for this seed.
Alright, we escaped all the red guards. So unfortunately, Aga's blue balls are also randomized in how much damage they do. So there is a consistent way to never get hit by the blue balls, but Like, it's really easy to like take Aga 1 for granted and get lazy, and suddenly you take a blue ball to the face and it does like 8 hearts of damage.
So what's your guess on how many blue balls we got today, Koi?
Always 3. Always guess 3.
All right, I'm gonna go with 2.
Are you Price is writing me?
Oh, I absolutely am Price is
Wow.
Right. In a seed like this, I need to take any advantage I can. It's a hard 2, though. Okay, there's 1. There's 2. Okay, that one we knew was guaranteed. Here's this one. Okay.
Boom.
Let's see here.
I always guess 3 because 3 is the most likely outcome.
Of course. And Edium takes down Aga, and Koi
Wins the day.
Wins the car. Uh-oh. So Technolink.
All right, the sign. You need all 7 crystals. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
All right, so we got a 7-6 seed.
Was it 6? I thought it was 5.
Is it 5?
Did I just misread that? It's 6. Sorry, my bad.
It is fast cannon too. We know that because the hole's open.
Okay. So that makes things a little spicy. We just don't want to see anything required for Ganon up there in GT. I guess the only real thing that could be required is if we don't find another sword. Otherwise, we should be good.
So that's all the information we need, right? To finish the game. I mean, there's still some stuff that's up in the air, like whether it's hard item pool or normal item pool, but that's not really impactful. So we have an inverted damage shuffle, 7-6 fast cannon seed.
And we're hoping that not all 3 swords are in GT.
They're probably not.
I know. So we're going to get a back of escape here check from Edium, which will be nice information to have. Nice 300 rupee pickup right away. That'll take care of Zora and almost... Oh no, we already did Pod, so... but yeah, that'll take care of Zora.
And we still don't know if Aga was required for Edium. It is possible that the hammer is in Ice Palace, or the mitts are in Ice Palace. But regardless, he does have the Moon Pearl, so he'll be able to do a lot of overworld here in the Light World, and probably find something that would make going to Ice Palace better, or less dangerous, even if Aga wasn't required. Our runners just have to keep in mind that it is damage shuffle, so anytime you run into an enemy that you haven't seen before, be careful, it might one-shot you.
Looks like Techno is contemplating here. I imagine they're about to go make the same play.
Yeah, his options right now are Thieves Town and Aga.
And looks like they're going to make the play to Aga.
So routing the light world here, especially with Aga as your dark world access, is really awkward. There are a lot of chests in every direction, but you can only pick one direction at a time. Looks like Edium is opting to go for South Shore, probably going east from here to do the flipper checks.
Yeah, with that newly found money, mini Moldorm Cave, potentially Ice Rod Cave. Yeah, that makes perfect sense here.
But this wasn't his only option, right? Like, he could have gone west to Kakarika Village. He could have gone east to Eastern and Sahasrara. Like, every direction to go, there's like 15 checks, but you can only pick one. And I don't know about Edium, but every time I do this, I always pick the wrong one.
That's rando for you.
No, actually, what more likely happens is I pick the right one, but the other one had the boots. So like, oh yeah, I got the hammer and I got the mitts and I got all this stuff, and every one of my opponents got the boots and then got all that stuff.
So we're gonna get our check here of Mini Moldorm Cave. Let's see what the third version of Hype Cave has for us. We got a bottle and a mirror, a heart, some bombs, and half magic, which is always nice to find.
So that was a fantastic Mini Moldorm Cave. The bottle is very nice because he hasn't been to Kakariko yet, so easy to turn that in when he's there on the first time. But the mirror especially is amazing to find for Inverted, because in Inverted, the mirror takes you from the light world to the dark world.
Yeah, and this being Edium's first check, that means any other light world checks that he makes, he's going to be able to just kind of revert backwards at any time. So this was definitely a favorable play for Edium at this time.
Technolink unfortunately did not get those silvers out of Skull Woods without having to found the fire rod on blind. So having to play it a little more dangerous here in Aga Tower. Fighter sword spins on these red guards is not fun.
And Edium finds the ice armor in Ice Rod Cave. It's not obviously really called the ice armor, but we'll call it that today.
We can call it that. I like it. I mean, it's vanilla is found in Ice Palace. That makes sense. It's blue, just like ice. Why is it not the ice armor?
Yeah, it really should be.
Are we sure we're not playing Ocarina of Time as Sword Tunic?
I don't know. It's still possible.
I've seen no evidence that this is not Ocarina of Time.
So Technolink going to make their way to Aghanim. And we're going to get a hobo check here from Edium.
Just 5 rupees, and he'll be able to continue on and do the rest of the Zora checks. Even already has enough rupees for Zora himself. And with the mirror, he could mirror over to Catfish, but he had already done that, so he won't. But he could have if he hadn't. Technolink 2 blue balls in to his Aga fight so far. Still damageless.
Okay.
And there's that Master Sword. No Ganon's Tower today.
So we're just going to be needing 6 crystals then to defeat Ganon. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any sort of... It'll obviously depend on the items we get, but it'll be interesting to see if our runner is elected to do different crystals than the other. Goal is 6 crystals for Ganon, 7 crystals for GT.
Technically getting my information now. He threw the wrong sign. He's supposed to throw this one.
So let's see where Adium goes here. Bunch of different options. Can go up to the aforementioned, you know.
Did he do the uncle checks?
Apparently not. It looks like that's where.
Okay.
Oh no, he could just be going. He could be going to Eastern. No, he's going up to Uncle. No, he is. Yeah, he could be doing Sahasrara and
I can't remember if he did uncle checks. Oh, chat says he did do uncle checks. Okay.
Okay.
It's really easy to forget the uncle checks with Aga, Darkhold Access, and Inverted.
Yeah, the whole thing's kind of just disorienting, you know, unless you're kind of playing a lot in a row. Especially, you know, if you're jumping back and forth between different modes, it could be a little disorienting.
So going to Eastern makes a lot of sense for Edium. He knows that it's a crystal. Sorry, puppies. He knows that it's a crystal, and he knows he's gonna have to do it because there's 6 crystals per Ganon. You're not skipping Eastern.
And we get a Quake medallion out of the back of the closet here, so jury is still out if that's going to be required to enter Mire or Turtle Rock. We may not even need to go into either of those, but nice to have nonetheless.
So I think most likely of all the crystals, we're probably going to be skipping Desert.
Right.
So for Mire, we need the cane and a medallion, but we might already have that medallion. Swamp, we're just a hammer and a hook shot away from, and we're going to find the hammer for sure. But for Desert, we need the book and the boots. Well, probably boots. Not definitely boots. And both of those unlock very, very, very few checks, so it's less likely for us to run across them.
Technolink taking an unfortunate death at Zelda's Cell. We know that won't be anything too crucial, but obviously on the back of their mind. Oh no, was that did they get the item? No, because it was on the ball and chain guard. So yeah.
How much damage did he do?
It was like, I think it was 4 hearts.
Yikes. The name of the game for Damage Shuffle is just don't get hit. And then you don't have to find out what can one-shot you.
Getting a big key second chest for Eastern. It's always nice to find.
Thankfully, Eastern is a pretty safe dungeon. Like, it's pretty easy to avoid anything bumping into you.
Technically going to go into Dark Cross. I don't think we've seen this yet. Did Edium do Dark Cross? I don't think so.
I don't recall. I don't think so. I think you're right.
Okay. Well, Edium's going to upgrade pretty quickly to the Red Mail, or the Fire Armor. And is going to skip that 3rd chest. I think it's just 2 items so far.
The Lava Mail.
And in Dark Cross, we find just the map.
So. Oh, that's why he skipped it. Oh, no, he couldn't have known that, though, because he hasn't done back. Never mind. I think Edium skipped it because he knows he'll be able to access it from the back if he needs to. Otherwise, he might be able to skip it entirely. So damage shuffle, there's two different settings for damage shuffle. There's random, which is what we used to call chaos, and shuffle. So with random, every enemy just does a random amount of damage, anywhere from 0 to 8 hearts. And when you find a male upgrade, it just re-randomizes them. So things could do more or less damage when you find a different male. But for shuffle, enemies will do normal amounts of damage, and the males will react accordingly. So guards might do chain chomp damage, which will do 4-3-2, or Trinex might do thief damage, which is 0-0-0.
So Edium did not get that third item in Eastern. Kind of makes sense to kind of take that gamble right now. It probably feels behind. And you know, if it's just one item, you got so many more to check, and you got to pick and choose your gambles. So.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Random damage is not an option for friendly settings, so it has to be shuffle. I did not see that. Thanks, Me. So shuffle ends up being a lot nicer than random overall. Because like the number of enemies that do 4 hearts doesn't change. It only changes which enemies those are. Oh, very unfortunate overall death for Technolink. That guard was just too fast.
Yeah, the male is definitely coming in kind of big here for this type of seed with the enemy shuffle, or with the damage shuffle. Hey, speaking of, we got our fire sword.
Who needs GT?
So Technolink is going to make their way downtown here. Going to pick up some of these checks. Imagine doing Hobo, maybe some Ice Rod Cave. 1 heart, though, has to be very careful. Or it could just be gunning straight to Zora. Yeah, going to go straight to Zora. Meanwhile, we're going to get some Kakariko checks. This should be fruitful.
It's pretty normal for inverted, the 54-minute Kakariko village check. Just don't forget to activate your flute, Edium.
Ooh, we got a cane of Samaria downstairs.
Yeah, nice. Might be able to full clear Meyer now. Well, no, we need boots or hookshot still. Technolink, unfortunately, taking yet another overroll death, this time to a crab, who are apparently still dangerous, even with damage shuffle. Five more checks in the well.
And there is our hookshot. So now Meyer.
Yeah, Meyer, a very real possibility now. And we do have access to Meyer through both the mirror and the flute.
And everyone, please take off your hats. For the Pledge of Swag Duck. We picked up some Titan's Mitts from the bottle vendor there, and technically picking up Ether down in K45.
Yeah, mitts are a really interesting item in inverted in that they rarely matter at all. They can matter, but they usually don't.
Yeah, it's really just a few checks, right? I mean,
Yeah, so what the mitts get us right now that they didn't, the only thing that they do for us right now is East, Light, Death Mountain.
and then once boots are in play,
Oh no, we have that anyway because of the hook shot. Yeah, the mitts do nothing. They do nothing for us. Not one thing.
yeah, I guess does it give it gives TR access, right? Technically.
Oh, we already have that.
Oh, right, because of the right.
Yeah, we can just mirror over there. That's a really awkward thing about inverted too, like TR access through the mirror. Like if you don't play inverted, like if this is like your first inverted seed, it is really weird.
Yeah,
starting
coming
TR in the middle.
and just working your way back. The key
Like-
logic is kind of wacky, and
Yeah, even wrapping your head around that you don't need the hammer is really awkward.
it really is. It is nice though to be able to dip a little bit earlier than normal to go in through the back way, especially if you just need to clear out the dungeon and you're in go mode. It's really nice to have.
Techno activating his foot. He also did not forget. Thank goodness. Of course, in inverted, the flute only works in the Dark World, and all the places that it takes you, we already have access to. So it's just a nice thing to have. It's not important to the seed. And him showing off this inverted routing where he finds his second medallion. The big thing about the changes on the overworld for inverted is that things that used to require the mirror don't, and things that didn't require the mirror can. And until you've played a few seeds, it can be difficult to keep up with which change to what.
See what Gary's eating today. Just a single green rupee.
So Edim has a couple overworld checks here, and then he can mirror over to the Dark World, to the Mire area.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the medallion is for Meyer.
Very likely not Bombo, so he'll be able to full clear it.
Yeah, we're 66% of the way there. And Technolink's going to be heading uptown to see what we got in the Lost Woods. Oh.
No, speaking of, we can definitely full clear Mire now. Awesome.
And Technolink's going to pick up their big Goron sword.
So this puts us in a hammer go mode? Yeah. Yeah, just the hammer. That's all he needs.
Yeah, that's it.
The hammer is hard required for both Swamp and Tower of Hera, so he has to find the hammer either way. Now, if he finds the book and the boots, or possibly just the book, depending on the key layout for Desert, it is possible that he skips one of those two Hammerlock dungeons. But the hammer alone would put him in go mode.
It was Bombos, by the way. So,
Cute. Cute
up until that checkerboard cave, we weren't able to. So we're gonna get a graveyard ledge check. I don't think we've seen this yet.
Yeah, Edium opted not to go over here. That one Popo. All the way at the bottom.
Chat bringing up a good point. Technically, they can mirror in front of GT, correct?
No.
To get to Tower of Hera?
It's inverted. The mirror doesn't work in the Dark World.
Oh, duh. Okay, then yeah, we were correct originally. And at 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 6 seconds, Edium is in go mode.
Yeah, that'll do it. So he'll finish up Myra here, and then all he has to do is climb the mountain one more time to get to Hera and do Swamp Palace. Kind of ended up being a nice seed, all things considered.
Yeah, I was just thinking, for a seed starting out pretty rough, it kind of wrapped up fairly quickly.
And it was Aga required after all. Both the hammer and the mitts were in the light world, or locked by the light world. All right, key in that chest means that we know where the big key is. The slow location. But everyone's got to do it. Looks like Techno League feels a little bottlenecked. Headed back into Thieves Town, where he will find the fire rod at least. This is like the nicest inverted seat ever. We didn't even do the mountain at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty, like, my mind is still messed up trying to figure out what's even going on, and now there's nothing else to figure out. It's just like we're just going now.
We just have to watch Eddie and like go dungeons.
So yeah, I guess for Technolink, they're gonna kind of I'm trying to backtrack now where we need Technolink to kind of head to next after this. I feel like they're organically going to kind of find themselves. I feel like it's fairly linear. Is there anything that can kind of lead them astray?
It doesn't look like there's too much. As long as he doesn't like try to go to the mountain. Like that would be the biggest thing he could do that would waste time. But in inverted, like the routing the mountain is so tedious. With the way like the Mimic Cave and Spiral Cave and the Turtle Rock entrances are all like mutually exclusive. Like if you go to one, you can't go to the others without reclimbing Paradox. It makes going to the mountain really undesirable. Like you want to put that off if you can.
Right. Eddie, I'm making quick work here with these silver arrows.
It took 3 shots for the last time. It's okay. I can make fun of him because we're friends. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Oh, I have no room to make fun. So I'll let you make fun.
Get good, Eddie. God, you're so bad at this game, Eddie.
So yeah, Techno's, or not surprisingly, going to take that fire rod, going to head right up to Skull Woods. And Edium looks like it's going to head down to Swamp Palace. So we just really need Technolink to go South Shore after this in order to be kind of going in the right direction. South Shore or... yeah, I guess just South Shore.
All right, Eddie, I'm bypassing the absolute hardest part of inverted, not mirroring outside of the dam. The muscle memory is very strong to mirror before walking into the dam.
Hammer was in Misery Mire.
Yes.
In the first chest. Well, the chest on the long bridge. So I guess now's a good time while we're here to let's give a shout out to our tracker. Saveru X. Super shout out. What a scene to track. Thank you for doing the work behind the scenes. As Technolink is going to be using this tempered sword on Mothula, it's going to be a little bit easier. Though Mothula not totally cooperating.
He's a rude bug.
So we want, for Techno's sake, we want Techno to go straight South Shore. So we're going to see what happens here. We'll check this chest here for the second item, but
yeah, this will be his silver arrows, which I'm sure he'll be happy to see.
Okay, saves and quits. It's a good sign.
Eddie was real focused on that chest. He doesn't really need it, like he has tempered silver's red mail. It's pretty standard to open that chest, even if you're in go mode, though, just because it's so quick.
Yeah, there's a lot that can. I mean, even if it's just another heart container or a blue goo or even another sword, can't hurt.
Yeah, I think even if it was the book, it'd be pretty dangerous to try going to desert. Like desert is more likely to be boots locked than not, and you can waste a lot of time going there only to find out that you can't complete it. Boots would have been nice though, for sure, just for the sake of having the boots.
Now we see Technolink doing that South Shore play, so they're going to pick up their mirror, which is going to be a big help. As Edium's going to go for their final crystal. Only need 6 crystals to beat Ganon today. So Edium will make their way to the top to do Tower of Hera.
Yeah, so inverted, the only way to reach Tower of Hera is to enter the light world on the east side of Death Mountain and then walk back to the left.
Just like you would for GT. A little bit of different ways to get to the right side there, but...
Yeah, he could take that portal and then hookshot across in the light world and then go up Paradox, but it will be faster to go the way he's going now.
I don't think Techno has mitts.
No, he does.
He does?
Yeah,
okay.
He did Bottle Merchant. He also has...
He did the Bottle Merchant? Okay, my bad.
Yeah, he did it.
Throws in a Rage Slash at that mirror. Could be a friendly slash, I guess.
Yeah, all Techno needs is to go over to the desert area and get Bombos and then go into Mire for the hammer. I'm not sure what he was doing there. All right, Eddie showing us the bootsless Harapot.
Yeah, this is an exciting new trick.
Oh, he's using my method. I love you, Eddie. I don't know if he learned it from me. I'm sure he learned it somewhere else, and it just happens to be the same.
Techno's going to get their ice armor here, so that's going to help out a little bit in regard to defense.
Zora Tunic. Oh, shiny Dragonite. I don't like it. All right, and that is crystal number 6 for Edium. And since we already killed Aga, all he's got to do is save and quit.
Techno dancing around. Almost went to 1. But, oh, elects to go to the right place. That at least we know is the right place. That was close, though.
Yeah, this is fast Ganon, you guys. No GT today. Just go straight to Ganon. Oh yeah, you guys can guess the warps in Phase 3. Anywhere between 0 and infinity. Closest without going over wins.
Okay, on to phase 3. Two, 3.
No, that was only one. The first warp doesn't count.
Right. Either way, Ganon's fairly friendly today.
A quick, easy torch glitch.
And with that, Edium takes down Ganon. Get your GGs in chat for Edium today, guys. And
Idiom finishes first place on our restream and second place overall with a time of 1:17:56. Got a little trounced by Humbug, who finished 7 minutes ago with a 1:10:15. Wow.
as Technolink enters Misery Mire, they will get their hammer and will soon be in go mode as well. I imagine we'll get Edium in here for an interview soon. Wants to skip to the end here.
Humbug is the new Illis. Wow. Does that mean Illis is no longer Illis?
Oof, just barely. Almost under 100. And at 1:19:34, Technolink enters go mode.
Awesome.
A few Megaton Hammer smashes there out of frustration. And we are joined by Edium. Edium, GG's.
Hey, GG's. That was interesting, see?
So, what did you do that Humbug didn't? 7 minutes is a pretty big gap. He must have been on like a god route.
Yeah, I mean, I did die to Aga, or in Aga Tower, so that cost a couple minutes.
Yeah, that's true. I remember that now.
Maybe he found the boots somewhere? I don't know. I guess you could have skipped Escape, and,
You
maybe a
wouldn't
few
though,
other
right?
things.
Like,
Yeah, that'd be weird to skip that, but I guess you could have.
I don't know. I don't know what he did.
Yeah.
Humbug says that they did not get the boots, so we know that at least. But yeah, this seed kind of started off really rough, and then kind of out of nowhere, we were in go mode. It was like,
I don't know, like watching you play through the seed, it didn't feel like you ever went somewhere that didn't pay off. You know, like everywhere you went had the thing you needed.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely got a bit lucky with my routing there. I was not expecting Meyer to have the hammer. I was just like, I'm just going to do this as a kind of a little bit of a gamble to do this instead of, there's like 17,000 items on the mountain I could have gotten. And of
Oh,
course
yeah,
the hammer
but
was just in Meyer.
17,000 items on the mountain, but it takes you 17,000 minutes to get them all.
That's true.
well, then you found we were joking like, okay, they have 2 medallions, probably going to be able to get into Mire. And then you find Bombos right before, which you ended up needing. So if Bombos isn't in Checkerboard Cave, then it would have sent you off somewhere else.
Yeah, that would have been fun. Yeah, I don't know how I could have saved more time. I mean, maybe slightly more efficient routing because I had to go back. I went up the mountain to go to Super Bunny Cave, and my plan was originally to do Aga right away. And then I was like, you know what? I should just do Thieves Town first. And that led me to the Fire Rod led me to Skullwood, and then
Maybe,
I had to do
like,
Aga.
if you kern jump instead of going up for the flippers, and then when you go to the mountain and find the flippers, just do Aga then. And then you can route in Thieves and Skullwoods with Kakariko.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could do that. That'd be kind of weird, but I guess you could.
Yeah, there's not too much. It's it's. I still think it's just funny that it kind of we really didn't know what was going on in the beginning, and then it kind of there's not too much to contemplate. I mean, everything just kind of worked out in your favor. I guess the only thing I'd be curious, Adam, I like to ask this question is like, was there? I guess you kind of answered it with Misery Mire, but is there kind of something you did that is pretty uncharacteristic for you that you said, you know what, I never ever do make this kind of play. I'm going to go for it.
Not really. I just I don't play a lot of inverted, so I'm not very familiar with how to route it. So I just, I guess like the early play to Zora, as soon as I got in the Light World, I kind of went down South Shore, and that didn't, I mean, Mini Moldorm Cave paid off, but then I kind of walked around to Zora and all the flipper checks, and that turned out to be nothing. So I guess that's something you could skip as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, Koi was mentioning, in inverted, when you get to light mode, there's just chests in every direction from the, from the portal there in Light World. So, yeah, you choosing to go south, to go downtown first, ended up working out. I guess if you do go to Kakariko first, you end up kind of getting the mitts, and that can technically, I mean, it didn't really give you too much, and even after that, so, yeah.
Well, I think you played really well, like, regardless of Humbug's 7-minute victory.
Yeah.
Sometimes the other guy just has the god route. It happens.
Yeah. Being able to skip the entire mountain was pretty nice, though, basically.
Oh, yeah, the worst part of inverted, just get to skip it entirely. I love it.
I'm
curious, though, were you worried about Ice Palace at all?
A little. I mean, I have my map tracker, and I had between Ice Palace and Aga left, and I clicked on Aga, and everything in the Light World lit up green. I'm just like, okay, I'm going for that, not for, maybe one item in Ice Palace. Yeah, Ice Palace just seemed like way too much. It basically takes just as long as Aga almost to clear the hammerless parts of Ice Palace as compared to just doing Aga.
I thought you might have gone to Ice Palace because you went to Thieves Town before Aga. Like, it seemed like you were putting off Aga. Because I know how I would have routed it. Like, I wouldn't have gone back to Thieves Town. I would have just gone straight to Aga as soon as I had access to it.
Yeah.
But when you go to Thieves Town and the only thing you find there is the Fire Rod, and it doesn't unlock anything in Skullwoods, so like I would have been like, if I had done that, I would have gone on to Ice Palace, which would have been the wrong play for this seed.
I thought there was one item left in Skullwoods.
Yeah, you got the silvers, but they didn't unlock anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I also hadn't done chest game as well, so I figured, if there's a hammer in one of these spots, I don't want to do Aga.
Save 5 minutes, yeah. Pretty reasonable.
But yeah. Definitely a tougher seed for the friendly mystery. So.
Yeah, not that friendly. One thing we were wondering was, and it could have just been to save time, but both you and Techno both did not take a peek into the boss room of Thieves Town to see if it was boss shuffled. Was that just so you didn't have to travel to the back of Thieves Town again, or?
I didn't even really think about it. I might have been a good bit.
Well, we were wondering maybe we missed something because Techno didn't either. So, but
Yeah. I was really hoping for like a regular Randomizer with crazy stuff on the overworld, but it was just all it was damage shuffle. That was it.
Not even the fun damage shuffle.
Yeah, like mini Moldorms did 2 hurts instead of 1, and that was about it.
We found out the ball and chain guard was the most dangerous enemy we saw the whole seed. He didn't bump you, but he one-shot Technolink.
Oh no. Yeah, I hate Agatower with Fighter Sword. It's just so slow on TDs.
yeah, those first 2 gold ball and chain guards are brutal.
Well, I had the silvers, so it was fine. I used that quite a lot. Especially taking out those red guards in the Light World Overworld. They're just all over the place after you kill Aga.
Yeah, silvers were really the only. I mean, especially at that time, they really kind of came in clutch in regards to combat, just because it was obviously you had fighter sword, but silvers are kind of a great equalizer there.
I'm glad it was fast scanning because GT was 7 crystals to open, and I would have had to go find the book somewhere.
Yeah, and even maybe the boots too.
Yeah, that's true.
So meanwhile, Technolink is in Swamp Palace, making their way through, going down the list.
Yeah, he's still a ways away from finishing. He still has Hera and Eastern after this, but you know, go mode is go mode. It's faster than if he had a full player.
Alright, I'm gonna step out. Thanks for commentating, and thanks to the tracker.
Oh, I just made fun of you the whole time.
I did not though. I don't know you. I don't know you well enough. So
Every time you nudged a corner, man. Every time. Wow,
Every time I did a
damn.
what?
Every time you nudged a corner.
Oh.
The frames.
I don't care about frames.
You carried the bush with the old man.
I did, but
you gotta carry a little.
No,
That's just
GG's
fun.
though, Edium. GG's. He played really well. Second place. Good stuff.
yeah, I was surprised to get second. I thought, especially with like, I just felt my Dark World like early game routing wasn't necessarily the most efficient, and then dying in Aga Tower, but I'll take second. Anyway, GG's everyone. See you later.
Have a good one, Edium. Meanwhile, while we're here, let's just give another shout out to Edium on their way out. Chat, give these runners a follow if you haven't already. They're both super involved, super commentating all the time, competing in tournaments all the time. So give them a follow. It takes a lot to be broadcast here. It's obviously playing a seed like this is hard enough, but to be doing it in front of an audience of 400 people or so is not an easy thing to do. So super shout outs to them.
Yeah, Technolink especially has been a trooper. Like, it can be really frustrating to die on the overworld, and it's happened to Technolink like 2 or 3 times already, but he keeps going. You gotta really respect that.
Yeah, honestly, we had a lot of forfeits in this race. I mean, like, just finishing this seed is pretty brutal. So just, yeah, shout outs to everyone that is playing and is involved. So
All right, next stop for Technolink, Eastern Palace. He tried to do this earlier, but a red guard bopped him on the way.
right. He took care of it that time. That red guard was not having any of it.
Now, if I remember correctly, the big key was early, so this should be a pretty quick dungeon.
Yeah, second chest. Grabbing some extra cash for good measure, I guess.
You never know when you're going to need 6 rupees.
We'll have the hook shot here to do this quickly. Yeah, chat bringing up a good point. The red mail was in Eastern Palace big chest. Probably won't pick it up, but it is there.
Yeah, I think like it's pretty clear Technolink's not as practiced as Edium is, but like with the equipment he has now, I don't foresee any trouble moving forward in this seed. Unfortunately, getting the bottom Stalfos there. That's a really interesting room. There's actually 4 Stalfos that spawn, and the trick is to trigger their spawning so that the top one spawns inside the doorway, and the bottom one spawns inside the pot, because they just straight up won't spawn if that happens.
Yeah, you'll often see runners do the pot strat, but with those sword beams, you can be just as effective.
They sell the gamer room.
Okay. Technolink gonna take on the Armos Knights here.
Yeah, you probably didn't need those arrows, though.
Yeah, may not realize the silvers do 1, but maybe just want some for later. Okay, 1 more to go. Gonna be heading up to Tower of Hera to finish to finish this off.
It's the little time saves like that, like not picking up the arrows in that situation. You know, all those little things that save like a couple seconds here or there, they add up a lot over the course of a seed.
Yeah, they really do. Especially, I mean, obviously this is a group match, but in our context of 1v1, they can be the absolute difference makers. This mystery seed is really fun. I haven't, been doing too much of the mystery seeds myself. So it's been really fun to watch this one and, just let alone trying to figure out the seed itself, just trying to figure out what, is going on mode-wise and enemy-wise, and it's really fun.
Yeah, the friendly settings especially are pretty friendly. If you play like the full possibility, no weights one, sometimes you get really awkward seeds with like insanity shuffle and things like that.
Yeah. I've watched a few of those on VODs, and let's just say I just smile and nod as I'm watching, trying to figure it out.
I think I like mystery seeds more as a like a thought experiment, like as a like as a fun thing to think
Yeah,
about.
like a little mind game
See,
puzzle.
my problem with the mystery seed is not having to figure out that it's a swordless inverted insanity shuffle. It's the once I figured it out, I now have to play a swordless inverted insanity shuffle seed. If the game just ended as soon as I realized what all the settings were, I think I'd like it a lot more.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, because I mean, part of what I'm still obviously inverted is I'm not as versed in, but so much of that puzzle is already inherent in randomizer just to do with logic itself. So to kind of add that extra layer on top, you're doing multiple things at once. And then to think that you're racing, and you got to think about what your opponent might be doing and where you're at, and so it's fun. It really elevates it to another level.
One quick climb up Hera, and we're facing off Ganon.
It's amazing how the rando devs have really just kept making this. I mean, it's already interesting every time you play it, but it just keeps getting even more and more interesting. And that something as simple as just not knowing what you're going to play has been kind of the most recent thing, It's really fascinating to me.
Yeah, I don't know who came up with mystery seeds as a concept, but it's made possible because of Synac's bot, Sahasra bot. Like there is no website integration for mystery seeds, right? Like you can't generate a mystery seed on the website. You'd have to do it in Customizer or something. But the bot does that for you, which makes it a really streamlined process for playing mystery seeds. So I know everyone's really appreciative of Synac's bot for that.
And with that 6th crystal, Technolink's going to be making their way to the Big Pig. And gonna choose the flute to hang on to that full health after the boss. As well as save and quit.
Yeah, he could have just saved and quit from the light world there and appeared at the top of Hyrule Castle. But this way he does start with more hearts.
I know I would do the same. I have to have full hearts going into Ganon. Even if I don't need it technically, I just on my mind. That's true. I guess we don't really know how the damage shuffle worked out for Ganon. Oh wow. No damage there.
He did
Or
0
half a
damage.
heart. Yeah.
A quarter heart. Yeah, he got hit twice, it only took half a heart.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, that changes things.
Ganon's a little bunny rabbit. He ain't no big pig.
Ooh. Yeah, fire bats may not do as much damage, but they could still knock you back, so gotta be a little careful there. Gets the torch glitch. Just misses the double there.
Alright, this should do it.
All right.
Shazam!
Get your GGs in chat for Technolink, everyone. And at 142, 143, I'm sorry, 142.31.
Yeah, Technolink finishes second place overall on our restream and 12th place overall. GG. How you doing, Technolink?
So, did you know that you can get to that mountain through Bumper Cave?
Yes.
I did not for about half an hour.
Have you played much Inverted before this?
What is inverted? Last time it was inverted, randomizer, entrance rando, cross worlds, cross keys, and I noped out of that in 30 seconds.
Oh, this was a bit friendlier, I think.
If I realized that I could go up to that mountain, yes.
Yeah, we were worried about you for a little bit, but you eventually figured it out. And then the seed kind of came out a little nice from there.
Yeah. And then I found Fire Rod in. I was very, very scared of going into Thieves Town with only 5 hearts. So I did everything I could not to go there if I could make it happen. Because I would be sure to take at least 5 hits of damage.
Yeah. I mean, it worked out though. Like, Aga was hard required. You couldn't have skipped Aga.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that. I guess that's the only saving grace here, that Aga was required, because else it would have been at least 2 hours or more. Oh boy. Well, I'm very glad I play without a mic when I'm on Reese team.
Well, we get your frustration slashes instead.
Yeah, some of your hammer smashes as well on that bridge.
Yeah, well, I had to read up on the game options. So, the flute only works in the Dark World, but still needs to be activated in Kakariko. And then I figured, well, let's see where I can fly, and I can fly to Meyer. Well, that's where it finally came together, I guess.
I know that there's been a lot of discussion ever since Inverted first came out about them changing it to be a little less tedious for the routing. But it always comes back to the idea that, well, Inverted's supposed to be tedious. That's why it's Inverted.
It is.
Yeah. It would probably just feel a little wrong to be playing for Thieves Town as opposed for the Duck.
Well, it was one heck of a seed. Let's put it at that, I guess. 12 deaths, alright.
No, you powered through it, man.
Well, sometimes
You gotta respect that.
I'm not going to just give up. I'm going to keep going until. And the reassuring part is that I saw people finish within a very short period of time.
Yeah, so you knew you couldn't be that far from your go mode items.
Yeah, like if it would be, I don't know, I wouldn't have seen anyone finish yet at this time. Like that would be, oh boy. But yeah, so it came together.
No, it was a great game though. It was really a joy to watch you run. It was really fun to watch you and Edium together. It was fairly tight in the very, very early game. Yeah, it was just good stuff.
Yeah, Etium is just way more experienced than I am. his execution is better. So I need to rando him if I want to beat him, if I recall correctly.
Well, the cool thing about Link to the Past, and this applies to most things, but nobody started out being good, right? Like it's not like Edium was born doing Silverless Ganon with the Master Sword or something. Like he had to learn it just like anybody else.
Now that is an image. Yeah. Well, to be fair, for a first inverted seed, it was good, and especially realizing, oh yeah, you can pick up items in the dark worlds, in the light worlds, while in bunny mode. Because it actually says that here. Remember that Link can use the Book of Medora as well as talk to NPCs and collect freestanding items. Thank you, game options on the Link to the Past randomizer site. But yeah, I have to say it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed. Even though I died a lot, I did enjoy it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So we appreciate you playing through it for us and being broadcast on the stream. So everyone here, give Technolink a follow, show them their support. It takes a lot to be broadcast up here in front of people and playing along. So, do you have any, as we wrap up here, do you have any kind of final thoughts, Technolink, about the seed and maybe about anything else?
Well, if you're going to play Mystery, know how to play inverted. And I'm very glad it wasn't Key Sanity inverted.
Good, if it makes you feel any better, it was only a 20% chance to be inverted.
Well, I flipped that coin.
The 5-sided die.
Yes. Oh well, it's the way it is. In any case, thanks for commentating. Thanks for hosting this, and maybe we'll see each other next time.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Koi, it was really fun commentating with you today. Thanks for keeping me on my toes.
Same here, dude. Thank you so much, Moonswing27, for coming with me, as well as SarUX for tracking. Really appreciate it. Until next time, everybody.
Have a good one.